Well, as I told you, we brought you the toss, match number 3 in day number 7 of the Patan Premier League. We have a cracking encounter that awaits us between the SPS Superstars and the KUSUM Warriors. And we have a very special guest, that is the title sponsors, the main sponsors of the tournament, Somira DM, the owner in Mr. Sandeep Shah, who will be spinning the coin. So, well, Harsh, you won the toss. What do you want to do?
I think we're gonna bat first.
Your reasons for that?
I don't know. The wicket looks flat. Batting first, bowling first won't make a difference. But we're looking to like put a big total up front so that we can pressurize them with the big total and then get them all out quickly.
Harsh, the thing is that you're right. It's something that has deteriorated all the way long. Today we have no water in the third encounter. What do you think would be a good score on this wicket?
I think 170, 180 would be a good total. That is if we bat sensibly and put all our skills together. But I think 160 is a very par total on this wicket.
Any changes in your lineup from the last match?
Yeah, we have a couple of changes. Rishit Bhai, Miten Bhai and all go out, and there are 3 coming in for 3 going out.
All the very best and go well.
Thank you so much.
Sahil, what would you have done?
I would have batted first as well, because I think the pitch is getting worse after every inning. But nonetheless, I think we want to restrict them at around 110, and then take it from there.
Well, any changes in your lineup from the last match?
We just have one change. Ashay comes in place of Ashish Bhai.
Now that you know that you're going to be chasing irrespective of whatever they get, probably you're going to have to do that because it's a do or die situation for you.
Yes, and we play good cricket and win the match over the situation right now.
All the very best and go well.
Thank you so much.
So, well, the news from the center is that the SPS Superstars have won the toss and they've elected to bat first. So well, we're adhering silence for all the soldiers that lost their lives in the Pulwama attack in Jammu and Kashmir. We have the two teams lined up. This 1 minute silence will be followed by the national anthem. And we pay our respects, our condolences go out to the families that have lost their lives. We are all eventually a family, and we all certainly are stunned, surprised, and shocked by the turbulence that has been caused up in the north, and all the families affected by the same. Our heartfelt condolences, our sympathy, and whatever we can do from our side in the form of blessings and vibrations, sending peace and a lot of love and understanding, and we just hope that things out there soon can get in shape. We cannot change things of whatever has transpired and happened, but the 60 seconds silence is something that we wish to pay our respects to the lost, the departed souls.
10,
9,
8,
7, 5,
4,
2,
Vilesh Salvi starting proceeding off for the KUSUM Warriors. So a new opening pair for the SPS Superstars. Earlier it used to be Jigar and Bhavik. This time Jigar has maintained his spot, but Bhavik probably suited to come in later on in the order. Off the mark, straight away the left-hander. Jigar has been heavily reliable. He's somebody whom the SPS Superstars bank upon to get them off to good start. More often than not, Bhavik and Jigar have managed to do that. But the problem for the SPS Superstars has been in the middle order. Today it will be interesting to see how Ansh goes about his business. Jigar, we all know, is somebody who is reliable. Got out on 97 in one of the encounters early on in the second edition of the Patan Premier League. Struck on the pads, looking to work that one on the onside. With the new ball, Vilesh bowls medium pace. Later on, he can come over and bowl some left arm spin as well. So he brings a lot of variety to the attack for the KUSUM Warriors. worked away on the onside. Will pick up his first boundary. Will Ansh to get him going, and so will the SPS Superstars. So full toss, rightly so, put away by the left-hander. First over comes to an end. 6 for no loss are the SPS Superstars. Deven Dhruva will share the new ball with Vilesh. Will be bowling his left arm spin. Superbly struck down towards long off for a single. Jigar, very stylish batsman. If he stays out there, we'll certainly be entertained. Very crisp timer of the cricket ball. More often than not, he gets his team off to a good start. It's good to see that Ansh, Jigar's new partner, has started off well. Already has put away a bad ball. Deven trying and getting his field absolutely spot on. Has a slip employed. Point, extra cover, mid-off. The two men in the deep are long gone and deep mid-wicket. Almost chopped it onto his stumps there, did the batsman Ansh. So quite over comes to an end. After the end of 2, just a run coming from that one. 7 for no loss are the SPS Superstars. Terrific delivery, pitching on a good length, leaving the right-handed Jigar Shah completely deceived him. Vilesh just getting his act together. I've always reiterated this point that if the seamers are willing to hit a good length consistently, they will reap the rewards. This time gets a leading edge. Eventually takes it. So although there could have been an accident, a collision, but sense prevailing, Devain bailing out, and Jigar Shah has to depart. And Vilesh Salvi strikes for the KUSUM Warriors. Big wicket coming in the form of the ex-captain of the SPS Superstars. So an early strike for the KUSUM Warriors, much to the delight of their fans, players and their support staff. Opening the face of the bat to beat Point to his left, but there is Deep Point who will keep it down to a single. So they've been rocked early, have the SPS Superstars. They've certainly lost somebody whom they would have loved to have gotten a start. In particular, Jigar is one of the best batsmen in the tournament, and to see him fall cheaply on a couple of occasions after he does not have the captaincy with him. I'm not too sure if that's playing on his mind, but it certainly showed in his performances so far. Sohail gets off the mark with a boundary. Opened the face to get the placement right and bisected the two fieldsmen, one at point and at cover point, to help himself to his first boundary. Cleaned up, all ends up. Middle stump has gone for a walk. Sohail Shah misses a straight one, looking to play that through the offside, completely missing the line altogether. So double strike for the left-handed Vilesh Salvi, and the SPS Superstars in some trouble going forward in this encounter. On the other hand, KUSUM Warriors on a high, having picked up a couple of wickets cheaply.
Hello, check.
Was an appeal for a leg before wicket. But the umpire reckoned was probably missing the stump, so not quite sure whether it pitched outside the line of leg stump. So a double strike and a very successful over for the KUSUM Warriors. 3 overs have been bowled, 12 for 2 are the SPS Superstars. Captain comes in and picks up a wicket of his very first ball. So the opener Ansh has to depart, and the mayhem that the KUSUM Warriors are creating for the SPS Superstars seems to be continuing by them losing wickets in clusters. Nirvan Shah, the new bowler, picking up a wicket of his first ball. I was under the impression it was the captain because he bowls off spin as well. Three wickets have fallen down without anything on the board so far for the SPS Superstars. KUSUM Warriors have the men in pink under the pump at the present moment. It's important for them to not lose heart, not look at really what's transpired. What's important is for the men in the middle to believe in themselves. Through the offside, will pick up a single. And that overthrow might cost them dearly. So 5 runs will be added to the total of the SPS Superstars. Much required for the men in pink, whilst the going has been a bit too very dim for them in the last over odd. Superbly struck over the top of the bowler's head. There is a fieldsman out there in the deep at long on who will keep the batsman down to a single. Fourth over comes to a close. 18 for 3 are the SPS Superstars. Vile Salvi would be ecstatic, over the moon in fact, with the way things went in the previous over for him. Flashed away through the offside. Sahil, rare misfield from the captain, will give Harsh the single that his team and he himself as well need. It's important now for these two to rotate strike. The more they will rotate strike, the more confident they'll get. Boundaries will come here and there, but it's important now for them to try and build a partnership from here. That's the only thing that can bail them out of the hole that they've dug for themselves. Inside edge, perilously close to the stumps. Puneet this time looking to open the face of the bat. The bounce getting the better of him. We've seen Sohail as well was defeated by length and the bounce as well. Here Puneet as well almost chopping one onto the stumps. So somehow the batsmen need to recognize that playing a square of the wicket on the off or the on is not on the onside is not going to be easy hereafter. You're better off presenting the straight bat. You've seen Jigar as well was looking to play on the onside, got a leading edge. The ball stopped on him. Another shout for leg before. Was struck on the pads there. Puneet Shah looking to play across the line, missing the ball altogether. So batting's not going to be easy from here for the SPS Superstars. Sahil told me at the toss that he's looking to restrict them to 110. At that time it looked far from, but the way they've started off certainly can entertain thoughts on doing something on similar lines. On the other hand, the SPS Superstars would be hoping that Harsh Sanghvi and Puneet Shah, both of them get together, get their acts together, spend some time at the crease, and then build on it and see where they can take their side from there. Down the leg side will be signalled a wide, rightly so by the umpire. KUSUM Warriors are a very confident unit. The last time round it took the Z&L Challengers to defeat them. It was a breathtaking knock from Rachit Shah that seen the Z&L Challengers across the line. So KUSUM Warriors are an extremely competitive side. The last years they were the runner-ups. There again the ball not bouncing, just going to show you how this wicket has deteriorated. It's going to be difficult batting here after, hence both captains wanting to bat first. So somehow, irrespective of whatever the SPS Superstars manage to get on the board, it's not going to be easy for the KUSUM Warriors to get across the line. This time goes onside all the way for 6. Terrific strike of coming from the bat of Harsh Sanghvi. Much required for the SPS Superstars and Harsh to complete the 5th over on a high. 27 for 3 are the SPS Superstars. Deven Dhruva to continue. Will be bowling to Puneet. Worked away on the onside. We're in the final over of the power play. And the way Harsh dealt with the last ball of the fifth over, it was a much required boundary that will certainly get these two going. That's exactly what happens for momentum to shift in your side. It just takes one boundary here and then all of a sudden you start getting runs under your belt. They say everything you do in life is a matter of confidence. That's exactly what happens to a batsman after having struck a confident boundary, probably getting carried away, getting the inside edge. Cannot afford to play the power play. It's important for him to play the ball rather. There are enough deliveries to come in the entire innings. What's important is that chooses well, does not get too ahead of himself well before proceedings. Worked away this time on the onside, running the first one hard, but will not need to run any further since that ball has trickled into the fine leg boundary for 4. So Harsh, after having struck a meaty blow, helps himself to a much required and important boundary. Important boundary in the context of the game. They are in need to inject some momentum into the innings. This partnership now developing. Harsh, the dominant of the two. It's important they carry on in between the run of play. Harsh has been adjudged leg before wicket, playing across the line, looking to play 2 square, missing a straight one, and Deven Dhruva strikes for the KUSUM Warriors. SPS Superstars lose their 4th and in more than a spot of trouble. Vilesh Salvi will continue. Will ball keeping low. Played away on the onside for a single. Will get off the mark. So the captain Harsh Shah has come into bat at the fall of Harsh Sangui's wicket. So one Harsh replaces the other Harsh. Down the leg side will be signalled a wide. SPS Superstars will be hoping that Harsh the captain now takes control of proceedings. Puneet has played a few deliveries. Will be signalled wide once again. Vilesh has drifted down the leg side a few times now. Has somehow in between all the good deliveries that he's bowled and the wickets that he's picked up has probably strived for a bit more pace. Much better line outside the line of off stump. If you're bowling such a line, I'm not too sure why you need the long on. You're better off having a third man, because any sort of edge goes to the boundary. This time played down to long off stylishly for a single by the captain. Will get off the mark as well. This time Sahil has been off colour in the field. Earlier misfielded one, now is put down. But guess what? It still could be curtains. But Harsh makes his ground, although he slipped. But the throw was not strong enough to the wicketkeeper, which means he makes his ground eventually. That's good for the SPS Superstars. Now they'd hope that after having gotten these couple of lives in one ball itself, both the batsmen getting a life each. First it was Puneet who chipped one to Sahil. Thereafter a run-out opportunity has been missed. So clearly this could be the turnaround for the SPS Superstars. That is, if they apply themselves. Harsh has looked good from the outset. Played a beautiful off drive to get off the mark. Now works one down to square leg for a single. This Central Railway cricket ground out here in Mumbai looks all the more prettier under lights. Cricket under lights is always a sight to watch out for. Just enhances viewership. Ball keeping low again, just goes to show the invariable bounce in the track. 7 overs have been bowled, 38 for 4 are the SPS Superstars. So Captain Sahil Shah bringing himself into the attack. although he's not gone well in the field, but he has a few tricks up his sleeve with the ball. Starts off with a short one, and believe you me, has got a wicket with the first ball he's bowled. Removes his counterpart. Harsha Shah has to walk back, and the misery for the SPS Superstars continues at the Central Railway ground in Parel, whilst the men in red are already celebrating. Deven Dhruva standing at slip, sorting out the field right along with Sahil. The SPS Superstars now have their opener, their ex-opener in Bhavik Shah, who has walked out to the centre with a lot of work to be done. Gets off the mark straight away. It's an opportunity for Bhavik to stake a claim for himself with the bat. Has been asked to bat in the middle order. In fact, the lower middle order, coming in at number 7. Probably with the intention to play the spin as well. Once again, the bounce baffling Puneet. Not quite sure what's happening out there, but certainly the wicket hasn't quite played well enough. Not too sure whether it's a little too very tired and too much cricket probably being played on the same wicket. That single will bring Bhavik back on the strike. This time we'll find the gap for 4. So Bhavik has gotten off to a good start here, playing that ball ever so late and finding the gap between first slip and backward point to bring up his first boundary. Much required for the men in pink. Was looking to probably repeat the dose, but the extra bounce getting the better of Bhavik that time round. So the over comes to a close. 44 for 5 after 8 are the SPS Superstars. inside edge. Another wicket goes down for the SPS Superstars. Whether it's the pitch, whether it's the batting, we don't know, but the scoreboard seems to be more than concerning for the men in pink. They've lost Puneet Shah, who was looking good for many more, and the slow nature of the wicket certainly doing the batsman no favors. Deepak Shah picks up a wicket in his very first delivery, just like his captain did a little while earlier. And the men in red on song at the Central Railway Cricket Ground in Mumbai. Devang Shah, the new batsman, has come in to replace Puneet Shah. Devang has promised to deliver all tournament with the bat. Today is a great opportunity to show up. Bhavik, we all know, can bat. Bhavik has been the opener who has got the SPS Superstars off to good starts in the past. In this edition itself, I'm not sure why he was dropped down the order, but probably they wanted some firepower in the middle order and hence decided to put him down the order. Another wide being signaled. So struggling to get his line right here, Deepak Shah. Earlier to the right-hander was bowling the channel on and around the off stump, but to the left-hander you need to adjust as a right-arm bowler. Currently just seems to be struggling to get his act together. Through the offside she goes. Work to be done for the fieldsman at point, but his boot could not stop the ball from going away into the point boundary for 4. Much required, and off the mark is Devang Shah in style for the SP Superstars. Another extra run added to the total, so hasn't quite got his line right all over so far, although he's picked up a wicket, that of Puneet. Thereafter has just struggled to get his line right. He'll feel a lot more better after that delivery. That shot earlier that Devang played, he opened the face of the bat at the time of contact in order to get the placement right. Worked away on the onside. Fine leg in pursuit, but will not be able to stop the ball from going into the fence. So a couple of boundaries in the over for the left-handed Devang Shah, and he along with Bhavik might entertain thoughts to go ahead and try and stitch or repair the innings for the men in pink. It's high time that there are two boys who get together and resurrect the innings. Down the leg side will be signalled a wide. Has not been the case for the first time. Has strayed down the leg side many a times. Getting a piece of advice from Deven. Probably better equipped coming around the wicket straight away. At least to take away the option of straying down the leg side just the way he has been doing all over. Played away with soft hands for a single. Bhavik is quick enough. He'll complete it easily. Has been a long over. That single will complete the 9th over. 58 for 6 are the SPS superstars. Loud shout from Bhavik sending Devang back. This is probably the pair that the SPS superstars will heavily rely on to get the innings repaired. Turned him square, was probably the wrong one. He did not pick it up, expecting the ball to come in to him, but the ball leaving him after pitching. And has been cleaned up. So Sahil Shah with all the different variations he possesses, earning himself another wicket. This time he walked the batsman out and the left-handed Devang Shah had no answers to the wrist spinner. So the captain gets his second and the misery for the SPS superstars continue as they lose their 7th. Yatin Bhavsar has come in at the fall of the 7th wicket, batting at number 9. Straight away looking to use the long handle. There are plentiful overs for the SPS superstars. On the other hand, KUSUM Warriors, they always have the supporters in the house. They're never lagging behind. The team has been doing exceedingly well so far. Couple of matches that could have gone their way that went the other way around. Halfway through the innings, 60 for 7 are the SPS superstars going at a run ball. Not too sure what might be the reason. Probably got some bat on it, did Yatin. Probably even sliding down the leg side. Worked away. Will pick up a single. Bhavik needs to find an able partner. We all know that Bhavik can bat. And I'm sure he's determined to showcase his talent. That could have been a close call had the wicketkeeper had collected the ball, because not only did the batsman Bhavik miss it, so did the wicketkeeper, and a stumping chance goes begging. 4 runs added to the tally of the wicketkeeper. They don't like any runs against their names. Bhavik has always had Jigger to accompany him in all the partnerships that the SPS superstars have put on. Struck in front, misses a straight one, playing all across the line, all around it rather, and Bhavik has to walk back to the pavilion. 8th wicket down now for the SPS superstars, and Sahil had mentioned 110 at the toss, or within. It's probably on course of going ahead and getting the job done for his side. So successful over for the KUSUM Warriors. Devane picking up his second. 65 for 8 are the SPS Superstars after 11. Yatin goes big and has probably earned himself a boundary. Was a close call. The fieldsman in the deep did have an opportunity, but the SPS Superstars need some luck going their way, and Yatin earns himself his first boundary. Yatin Bhavsar has played some knocks that the SPS Superstars would have the faith and belief in him that he can do something with the bat. Whilst Bhavik was there, they certainly had hopes, but now that he's departed, I'm not too sure how Pratik goes with the bat. Another wicket goes down. Yatin Bhavsar cleaned up, beaten all ends up. Sahil Shah picks up another wicket, third one for the skipper. And the agony, the anguish and the cry for the SPS Superstars just seems to never end so far in this first innings that they'll soon want to forget in the Patan Premier League. So fireworks have already begun out here at the Central Railway Cricket Ground in Parel, whilst the KUSUM Warriors celebrate all the wickets that have gone by. The writing's pretty much on the wall. A wicket left in the tank for the SPS Superstars. 69 for 9 at the end of 12 are the SPS Superstars. Pratik on strike. Played away through the offside. Will bring the new batsman on strike. Hardik Shah will face his first delivery. Gets off the mark straight away. Down the leg side, wide, 5 runs will be added to the total of the SPS Superstars. They'd want some runs coming their way, irrespective of how they come. They would love for it to come from the bat. But the way things have gone so far for them, the bat almost seems to have been kept at home before they came into bat. Played away through the offside, will collect a single. Whether it was the wicket or it was the batting, only time will tell when the KUSUM Warriors go out there to bat. We'd know exactly what was the actual problem. Another over just goes by. 77 for 9 are the SP Superstars. Played away through the offside for a single. SPS Superstars would be extremely gutted with their performance tonight. They were playing for pride. But the way they've gone by with the bat certainly have let themselves down. Sahil, loud shout for leg before. Umpire unmoved. Goes over the top. Connection is healthy. And the fieldsman in the deep could not get a hold of the ball. So what's indifferent was he did not even pick up the single. Probably thought he's going to hold out in the deep. Had the opportunity, but chose against it. Gets the outside edge ball in the night sky. Taken in the deep. So the innings comes to a close for the SPS Superstars. They've been bundled out for a paltry 79. So the KUSUM Warriors, when they come out to bat, will only need 80 to get to overhaul the SPA Superstars target, and they'd probably fancy their chances now for the bonus point going forward and setting their sights to enter the semi-finals of the Patan Premier League 2019. Well, I'm being joined in here by Vilesh Salvi, who has picked up a couple of wickets to start the agony for the SPS Superstars. Gave away only 26 runs in his quota of 4 overs. Vilesh ji, जिस तरीके का प्रदर्शन रहा है वाकई काबिल तारीफ पूरे ही बॉलिंग यूनिट का.
जी हाँ, आज जो बॉलिंग किया है वो बहुत ही अच्छा बॉलिंग हुआ है हम लोग का, और स्पेशली कि आज सुबह से मेरा दिन बहुत ही अच्छा है, तो आज बहुत ही अच्छा बॉलिंग किया.
डीजे, could you please increase the volume? खैर जिस तरीके का प्रदर्शन रहा है ऑल ओवर, चाहे वो आप हो, चाहे वो साहिल हो, देवेन हो, सभी एक ग्रुप की तरह आकर के आप क्लिक कर गए पूरी तरीके से और पूरी तरीके से चकनाचूर कर दिया अपने एसपीएस सुपरस्टार्स के बैटिंग को.
हाँ, हम लोग का डिसाइड था पहले से कि आज कोई भी हालत में हम लोग को ये मैच जीतना है और उसके लिए 100% सबको देने का है, तो वो हिसाब से सबने 100% दिया है आज.
खैर अब ज्यादा कुछ बचा नहीं है. आपको लगता है विकेट कहीं ना कहीं ठीक नहीं थी या बल्लेबाजी में कोई कमी थी?
नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत विकेट भी खराब है, तो स्पेशली हम लोग ने बॉलिंग भी अच्छा किया आज, तो वो हिसाब से विकेट भी अच्छे ही मिले और थोड़ा विकेट खराब ही है।
खैर फिर भी मुझे लगता है सिर्फ और सिर्फ 80 रन अब चेस करने हैं, तो क्या लगता है क्या रणनीति रहेगी आपके बल्लेबाजों की?
नहीं, रणनीति तो कुछ नहीं, जैसे नॉर्मली बेसिक हम लोग जाते हैं वैसे ही जाएंगे और बैटिंग लाइनअप जो भी है रेगुलर वैसे ही करेंगे।
ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
So that was Wile Salvi from the KUSUM Warriors. Do stay tuned in when we're going to come back with the chase that's coming to you live shortly with the KUSUM Warriors just needing 80 to cross the line.
10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 2,
So, well, it's action time. The final innings of the day coming to you live from the Central Railway Cricket Ground in Mumbai. With the KUSUM Warriors needing 80 to overhaul the first innings total that the SPA Superstars have put up. SPA Superstars on the given day somehow they did not turn up with the bat. They've had a good enough break. Already you can see the lack of bounce defeating the batsman. Ball keeping low. Not quite bouncing as much as this time. The pegs have been uprooted. So the first wicket down for the KUSUM Warriors. Not the kind of start they were out for. And the SPA Superstars have struck straight away. On a good length, left the bat of the right hander. And after having been beaten a couple of times, eventually gets one ball to be on the stumps and rattled over the same. Pushed away on the offside. So the SPA Superstars, after what happened to them, we'd already noted that it's going to take the KUSUM Warriors to bat for us to judge whether it was not the best pieces of batting or was it the wicket. Ball coming in sharply, called him through for a smart single there. Has already been struck on the body, probably just above the thigh pad. Sanjay Brahmabhat on strike for the first time. So the first over comes to a close. 2 for 1 are the KUSUM Warriors. So it's going to be left arm spin from the pavilion end. Earlier we seen Pratik bowled a magnificent over to start things off. Devang Shah to bowl to Akash Dhruva. Superbly struck between mid-off and extra cover for 4, bringing up his first boundary and a boundary for the KUSUM Warriors. Much to the delight of the fans, supporters, all of them are coming in heaps, and they have all their families out here to celebrate the cricket. Pulling his length back straight away, erred on the fuller side on the previous delivery, recognized that, pulled his length back, rightly so, and was treated respectfully from Akash. Looking to steal a single from nowhere. The wicketkeeper was wide awake and alert. Bhavik not giving an inch. The good part for the SPS Superstars is that they look upbeat, if not anything. They believe probably that they can make a meal out of the match. They feel that the wicket wasn't the best to bat on. Certainly Pratik started that way. And by the looks of it, some runs here for the batsman. 4 of them welcome runs for Akash Dhruva. This time off the outside edge, was looking to go through extra cover once again on the up. Went hard at the ball and beat a short third man into the fence. So Much needed for the KUSUM Warriors and Akash Dhruva in particular. On the other hand, Devang, probably when you're bowling to a paltry total, you need to pick up wickets at regular intervals, and the best way forward is to probably go in with a slip. Mid-on cannot hold it in play. 4 more to Akash Dhruva. Third boundary of the over, and the KUSUM Warriors are up and running in the second over after having lost their first wicket in the first. Stealing a quick single, Sohail was on the 30-yard circle, took full advantage of the same. So a good over in the context of the game for the KUSUM Warriors. 14 for 1 after 2 are the KUSUM Warriors. Prateek certainly raised the hopes for the SP Superstars. Will be bowling his second over. Will be interesting to see the umpire's call on that. Leg by signal. So came off the thigh pad. Then will bring Sanket Brahmabhat on strike. The two fielders in the deep are Deep Point and third man. Indicative of the line. If you can bowl like that, you're better served bowling with a couple of slips, especially when you require wickets. Stopping runs is not going to help you, but if you get an outside edge and if it goes past slip, you'll rue the opportunity to of having gotten a wicket. Prateek missing his mark. Ball keeping low again. If that was on the stumps, the story could have been different. So Prateek needs to soon learn that wicket to wicket is the way forward in this contest. The ball's not bouncing well enough for the batsman. We've seen earlier Tejas Patni as well. I remember in the last game got out to a similar ball where the ball kept low from a pace bowler. Much better Akash solid in defense. That's exactly how you need to bat on this wicket. Play with a straight bat, show the maker's name, be on the front foot, because you cannot trust the bounce on the back foot. Once you go behind and the ball keeps low, you have no chance. Akash looking good so far, has driven one through extra, has struck one over mid-on, although it was a close call, but the last two deliveries as well has looked compact at the crease. Does have some runs under his belt. That match in which Deven helped his team across the line, Akash as well contributed valiantly. His contribution certainly helped the KUSUM Warriors overhaul the Mammoth 182. In between, 3 overs have been completed. 18 for 1 are the KUSUM Warriors. Akash gets Sanket Brahmabat on strike straight away. Sanket yet to find his grip, has been starved off the strike so far. It's been all Akash. Akash has certainly improved leaps and bounds from the last season. Devang would feel more comfortable bowling to Sanket as opposed to Akash, who's looking solid. Akash also took him for a few runs, worked away on the onside, will pick up a single. Beaten all ends up there, going for the glory shot. The ball coming in with the angle, not bouncing as well. He's going to have to be careful with his shot selection, because it's not going to be easy for the batsman coming in. Although the total on board is by no stretch of imagination a mammoth one. So they're not going to be worried about the asking rate. Goes over the top. And there is no fieldsman in the deep. One bounce into the fence. She goes for 4. Over pitching this time. And Akash was looking for the fuller length to take toll of the field restrictions. Much to the delight of the KUSUM Warriors. Helps himself to another boundary. This is a better comeback from Devang after having learnt that pitching it up to Akash is certainly not the answer. 4 overs have gone by, 25 for 1 are the KUSUM Warriors. Outside the line of off stump, beaten, all ends up pushed away on the offside. Akash called him through quickly for a single. Sanket Brahmabhat playing the anchor, looking to rotate strike, bringing Akash back on strike. This time drives on the up. Pratik has certainly looked good for the SPS Superstars, picked up the opener to start proceedings, but thereafter it's been the Akash Dhruva show. Superbly struck, an on drive, always a treat to the eye. Will pick up a quick single. Last year he did look a little rusty, a little underprepared. This time round looks like a much better batsman, Akash Dhruva. Outside edge found, and able work done by the fieldsman at third man, stopping the ball from going any further. Will pick up a single with Sanket to complete the fifth over. 27 for 1 are the KUSUM Warriors. Leading edge falls in no man's land. Sanket has looked a bit ginger. The more time he spends at the wicket, he's going to get a pace, going to get the pace of the wicket, and probably will enable him to gauge the conditions out here. On the other hand, Akash Dhruva has runs under his belt on this very wicket. All tournament has fired for the men in red. Goes over the top. No fieldsman in the deep. Mid-off, a mere spectator opening his shoulders and parking Devang over long off for 6. Terrific strike. The first maximum coming from the bat of Akash Dhruva. Much the delight of the supporters in the dugout for the KUSUM Warriors. It's refreshing to see young talent bat the way they've done. So it took time for the SPA superstars to understand that the mid-off should have always been at long off. Devang has certainly been treated with authority whenever Akash has been on strike. He's not allowed him to settle. Using the pace, unable to get the gap or the timing behind the shot though, was probably cramped for room. The ball probably came on a little slower off the wicket, hence had no pace really to work with. In between all of that, the SPS superstars certainly did not fare well with the bat. All they could manage was 79. Now the scoreboard has crossed 30 for the KUSUM Warriors. 34 is what it reads. So the over comes to an end. Power play done and dusted with 34 for 1 are the KUSUM Warriors. Wrapped on the pads, will be going down the leg side for sure. Whenever the ball goes down towards square leg after having hit the pads, it's indicative of where the ball was headed all the way long. KUSUM Warriors have trusted Akash to open the bat for them all throughout in the second edition of the Patan Premier League. Outside edge found. This is exactly what I've been speaking about all throughout. When you have your strike bowlers bowling, when the scoreboard does not have any runs, the only way you can make a fist out of the match is by picking up wickets, and you cannot afford to always wait for wickets to come by. You're going to have to make things happen. If they had a slip in place employed, you never know what could have been the end result of that outside edge. At this stage of the match, Akash is certainly a wicket they would be eyeing, and this will not help the cause of the SPA superstars by large. Another couple of runs added to the total of Sanket Brahmabhat. Once again, the ball keeping low, getting a bottom edge there. Sanket will pick up a single. In between the run of play, Sanket Brahmabat has to depart to the pavilion. So another wicket falls down for the KUSUM Warriors. In between, we'll just have a look at the points table if we can bring it up for you as to where the teams are placed at present. Pushed into the offside. So the Dhruva brothers in the center. The news I'm getting in is if that KUSUM Warriors win this encounter, they go through to the semi-finals and become the fourth team to enter the semi-finals. So some good news coming in for the men in red whilst they deserve their opportunity at the title. In between, 7 overs have been bowled. A run a ball 42 for the KUSUM Warriors for the loss of 2 wickets. Now Jigger has come into the attack for the SPS Superstars. Has been somebody who has picked up wickets at regular intervals for them. Although they have nothing much to really play for. They only had pride at stake, but seems like that the men in pink will have to wait for another year or another season to come by in order to deliver the goods for their side. In between this contest might see the SK strikers being striked out of the tournament. Another wicket goes down, picks up the big wicket of Akash Dhruva. He was looking good whilst he was at the crease, but will have to depart sadly for the KUSUM Warriors, and some joy or something to celebrate for the SPS Superstars. Jigar Shah getting that low full toss, or rather almost yorking himself, getting the bottom of the bat, or probably playing a little too early was Akash a little earlier, hence had to depart. Down the leg side, firing in his bullets is Jigar Shah. Probably aiming for the pads of Harshit Jain. Straight bat presented. Work to be done for Yateen Bhavsar, who plays some soccer and stops the ball from going any further. Although playing football with the cricket ball might not be the healthiest for your feet, you could easily have your spikes entangled in it, and that could lead to an accident you don't want to be a part of. Harshit Jain is somebody whom I remember running with Kshitij, if I'm not wrong, in one of the matches. Down the leg side, clearly ball as well, going down towards mid-wicket. Leg by signalled by the umpire. Straight away, we're going to need the services of Ridhi, Dr. Ridhi. A very honest and able doctor, very true to her work. I remember her even asking me to wait 15 minutes in relate with my back issues, whilst I could not lend her that much time. But she took, I'm happy that she ably dealt with me pretty quickly. In between, I think he's done some damage to his leg, has Dharmit. Let's just hope that Ridhi will get around it. And so far so good. She's done a tremendous job in helping the players recover. Calling out probably for some ice. We're not quite sure what he's done there, but was it that Yorker that hit him on the toe that might have done the damage that time? Worked away on the onside by Deven using those magical wrists. Will pick up a single. Looked very stylish whilst he made contact with the ball. 8 overs have been bowled. A run ball 48 for the Warriors after after having lost 3 wickets. Deven Dhruva goes hard through the offside, steps out to the captain and bludgeons him through the gap between extra cover and mid-off for 4. There was an opportunity for short extra cover, but the ball was hit a little too hard for his liking. And Deven helps himself to his first boundary. A good comeback from the captain Harsh, bending his back, bowling that a lot fuller. Deven has probably done himself a side strain shoulder, not quite sure, but missing that ball did not help. Once again, not getting bat to ball. So a couple of balls now that have beaten the bat of Deven, pitched right up by the captain Harsh. Outside edge found. The misfield won't help the cause of the SPA Superstars by any stretch of imagination. So a couple of full tosses put away by Deven Dhruva. 1 through extra, 1 through point. This time more off the outside edge. So a couple of boundaries in the over against his name. Inching ever close to the target. If KUSUM Warriors manage to chase down this target within 12 overs or in 12 overs, it will help earn themselves a bonus point, which will help them get to number 2 in the table. That will certainly give them an opportunity. They are the runners-up in the tournament in the first edition, so that's where they probably deserve to be as well. They have a great opportunity to get that bonus point under their belt. 9 overs have been bowled. 57 for 3 are the KUSUM Warriors. down the leg side will be signalled a wide. So 22 runs separate the KUSUM Warriors from a much needed win under their belt. If they can get it in 3 overs from now, which is 18 balls, it'll certainly help them get across the line with a bonus point, and will also finish second on the table. Will the KUSUM Warriors going big, they weigh down towards long off for a single. So the SK Strikers probably will not feature in the semi-finals of the tournament. The 3 teams that will be going through will be the ZNL Challengers, the Turf Blasters, by the looks of it, the AMS Gladiators as well, and the KUSUM Warriors are probably in running to be semi-finalists in the second edition of the Patan Premier League 2019. Superbly timed, getting into the action, Harshit Jain, and parking his first boundary of a glorious straight drive that came right from the maker's name, hit the meaty spot on the bat and looked good to the eye as well. Firing in another bullet, that's what he does Jigar Shah. Whenever he decides to bowl Yorkers, he can do it, and he does it at will. Long levers do help. Worked away on the onside. There is no fieldsman patrolling the deep mid-wicket boundary. Devang, his effort going in way in now. Boundary to Harshit Jain rather. Much to the delight of the KUSUM Warriors, who would be eyeing the bonus point going forward into the semi-finals. Interesting to see the umpire's call on that one. Will trickle into the ropes and signaled a boundary. Disappointed was Harshit, but will collect another boundary to his name. So consecutive boundaries coming from the bat of Harshit. Has 3 to his name in this over, wearing jersey number 3, and 3 boundaries to show for his efforts in this particular over against the ex-captain of the SPS Superstars in Jigar Shah. Goes through the offside, superbly timed. There is protection in the deep, but won't stop the batsman from collecting a single. The over comes to a close for Jigar Shah. 71 for 3 after 10 are the KUSUM Warriors. 8 runs separate the KUSUM Warriors from entering the semi-finals, and that could be a couple more added to the total. Devain pushing Harshit, who has to walk back to the sheds. Apologizes straight away to Harshit, disappointed, hits the bat in disgust. So the KUSUM Warriors lose another wicket, but the writing's on the wall for the men in red. I was just watching the reception that Harshit Jain received whilst he was walking back to the pavilion. The welcome, the warmth, the love that's there in the dugout of the KUSUM Warriors is something that is contagious. All teams probably need to look into the same. Superbly struck. Believe you me, has parked his first ball for 6. That takes some doing. Going with the turn over deep mid wicket for 6 to get off the mark in style. Sahil Shah has announced his arrival straight away. With the first ball he's faced, deposited his counterpart. This time gets the outside edge chance. Dropped. What's worse is they get the single. That finishes things off, and a bonus point to the KUSUM Warriors along with the win. So they've come out in numbers to support their team, and their able support has certainly helped their team get across the line. They've comprehensively beaten the SPS Superstars by 6 wickets, and we'll join you shortly with the post-match presentation. Till then, just take some dinner or whatever, and we'll be right back with you in the next 15 minutes from now. So, well, very warm welcome to the post-match presentation in this third encounter that took place in day number 7 in the Patan Premier League 2019. Well, this encounter had a few mixed emotions whilst we seen the SPA superstars meet the KUSUM Warriors. It was the KUSUM Warriors who outbeat them in every department, let it be with ball, let it be with bat, and got across the line with a bonus point to go along with that to enter the semi-finals in grand style, ending at number 2 in the table, just below the ZNL challengers. In the first year, we seen that they were the defending champions, were the ZNL challengers. Rather, they won the title and they were the runners-up. And was befitting was the story to see that the top 2 teams that ended up in the league stages were the ZNL challengers and the KUSUM Warriors. Firstly, before I can take things forward, I would like to invite my presentation party, or introduce to you my presentation party. To my left is Mr. Sharad Shah, who is the owner of the KUSUM Warriors and also our broadcast sponsors. So the live feed that you are enjoying back home, watching on your mobile screens, your laptop screens, whatever you're watching the proceedings on, is thanks to this particular gentleman. To his left is Mr. Nishit Shah, who's an active member of the Patan Premier League and the sports committee, that is, and an able player of the ZNL Challengers as well to go with that. And to his left is Mr. Bhavesh Shah, who also happens to be a part of the sports committee in the Patan Premier League. We welcome you, gentlemen. Now, to take things forward, I would like to introduce Harsh Shah to come over and have a word with us. Harsh, I mean, somehow the tournament just seems to not go your way. 5 losses out of the 6, pretty heavy to take on your chest.
I don't know what to say. Like, things never went our way, and like the batsmen who were supposed to click never clicked, including myself. I don't know. Like, if you go to see the tournament as a whole, we were kind of never in the game. Just few things, few positives, and that's all we can do and take forward to the next tournament.
Well, I'm not too sure what might have been the thought process behind the change in captaincy. Other than that, I mean, somehow I personally felt that the bowling, the batting, everything just seemed to have deteriorated after that even further. Why would have been the? Why would it, or why should it have been the case?
We really we put our best in, but like somehow for some reason whatsoever we couldn't click as a batting unit nor as a bowling unit. Fielding, we gave away bad runs which we never should have, and we never took the half chances. In fact, we dropped those, and that's what caused us the tournament. And talking about the captaincy, it was nothing much. We just wanted to change things a bit. Like, it just never clicked, so we just wanted to kind of change the thinking and kind of bring about a change in the team, and that's why there was a change in the captaincy.
Well, Harsh, I mean, as you rightly put it, you're lost for words. Things did not go according to plan with ball, with bat, either ways in the field. But I think there's a lot of work ahead going into the 3rd season.
Yeah, like looking forward into the 3rd season, every player needs to perform, and that's what it's all about. It's not about one player who like performs, who like we did rely on 4 batsmen probably, and bowling unit we did have a lot of bowlers, but we never seemed to be in it. So all players individually should look at PPL 3 as a point where they have to prove a point in front of everyone.
Well, we wish you all the very best for the upcoming season, and we enjoyed your presence whilst it existed with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So, well, that was Harsha, the captain of the SPS Superstars. Now I would like to request Sahil Shah, the captain of the KUSUM Warriors, to come up and have a word with us. Sahil, once again, Ending second on the table, runners up last year. This time you'll be fancying your chances.
Yeah, I think second was what we were looking for anyways, because we didn't, like, I don't know, the whole morale of the team was down after the last match and all of that, so we had to prove a point to everyone that we can make it, and that's what we did.
You know, when you told me that you want to bundle them out below 110 at the toss, I was kind of surprised because you're the first captain who came up to me and told me that we're trying to get them, get them out to below 110. What was your thought process? It was the wicket or was it in the bowling arsenal?
Honestly, it was the pitch. I saw the previous game, the ball was coming, going low. One ball was coming like on the chest, so it was just, I didn't see there was a lot for the batsman, the wicket. So, and we fancy as a bowling unit, so that's what we thought 110 would have been good enough.
The best part about today was that although you lost the toss, you were confident enough as a unit to go in there and bowl. You wanted to bat first as well, but eventually every side today that won the toss lost the matches.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's good then.
But eventually, y'all bowled phenomenally well. I mean, it takes some doing to get any side out for 79.
Oh yeah, the credit goes to the boys. They were amazing. They were electrifying. The energy was too good today. So, yeah, everyone put up a great show today. Yes.
Thereafter, Akash looking good with the bat.
Oh, he's been clicking every match. He's been middling the ball so well. It's just good news for us. The way even Harshit played was too good.
What happened to Kshitij?
Oh, he's injured his fingers. That's why we couldn't bat him today.
I enjoyed Kshitij and Harshit running in one of the matches, so I would look forward to the semi-finals for the same.
100%, 100%.
In between all of that, terrific entertainment you've given one and all, and just go ahead, cherish this win, and we look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals.
Thank you so much.
So, well, that was the captain of the KUSUM Warriors, the men in red, finally getting across the line, and they did in style. In between, coming to the business end of the presentation, firstly, we would like to felicitate the Maximum Sixes Award, and this goes to a player who looked terrific whilst he lasted at the crease. I remember that shot over long off of the bowling of Devang to park that 1-6. The Maximum Sixes Award goes to Akash Dhruva, and I would like to request Mr. Bhavesh Shah to hand over the memento. He will be getting an award, a trophy on behalf of the Patan Jain Mandal, and Akash, the proud winner of the Maximum Sixes Award. That was a terrific shot over long off the left arm spin of Devang. Now, the player of the match, this is to recognize the efforts of a player who put in his heart, his soul, his body on the line in order to try and compete and come victorious. But to their misfortune, they ended up on the losing side. But he looked good with the ball, didn't he? Did Pratik picked up a couple of wickets in his 4 overs, just giving away 14 runs. So he happens to be our player of the match. And I would request Mr. Nishit Shah to hand over the player of the match award to Pratik Shah. Cleaned up the opener of the KUSUM Warriors for no runs on the board. Thereafter, a few close calls could have been a little different as well. Now, the man that mattered. Here's a man who has led from the front all tournament. Let it be with the ball in particular. He is the bowler to watch out for in the tournament. If it were to be leg spin in the PPL, there's one man who you would remember always for his efforts with the ball. Having taken 4 wickets, giving away just 14 runs in his quota of 4 overs. Sahil, you happen to be our man of the match for tonight. And I would request his father, Mr. Sharad Shah, to hand over the trophy, the man of the match award, the pair of glasses as well, awarded or given away from Patni Opticians. So proud moment for the family, father and son getting together to share this moment. Sahil, Man of the match. This time we'll talk about your bowling. I mean, I've always been a big fan of your leg spin, and today you got out your bag of tricks to bundle them out below 110. Leave that alone. You didn't allow them to score 80.
Yeah, honestly, I got very lucky today. I got 2 wickets on horrible balls. Thanks to Nishit giving me that advice. I asked him, how do you take 4 wickets? Like, I put in my everything and I have total taken 3 wickets in the tournament. Like, just bowl bad balls, you'll get wickets.
Unbelievable. I never knew the mantra in the PPL was bowl bad balls rather than good balls to get wickets.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, just happy that finally getting wickets. We were just discussing that till now we've taken the least number of wickets. So, we had to, get a team all out and no better day to do it.
Have you been practicing your googlies?
Yes, of course.
What about the flipper? It's vanished lately.
Yeah, but because I'm not really confident on that. I bowled a couple of them today.
So probably keeping it in store for the semi-finals.
Yes.
So the team that comes against you, they'll be looking out for that.
Oh, it's okay. They anyways don't understand what I bowl. So.
We enjoyed your batting as well. I love that 6 over mid-wicket of the first ball.
It just... yeah, by nature, I just like to hit off spinners.
Very seldom is Sahil lost for words. Father helped him out there. He said nature, he too repeated the same. In between, Sahil, go ahead, enjoy man of the match. You all, I'm sure, are going to have a ball tonight.
Of course.
Go ahead and cherish this win with your side.
Thank you so much.
Well, so that was Sahil Shah, the captain of the KUSUM Warriors. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for having joined us. In between, for all of you watching back home, if you thought that we're done and dusted with, it's not the case. We're coming to you live on the 24th of this month, and we're coming to you from the very same ground in Parel out here. So if you're watching back home and you wish to join us, you can stay tuned in and please do join us in the encounters that are to come, because the cream is yet to follow, which is the semi-finals of the tournament coming live to you on the next Sunday. Till then, have a great night ahead, have a terrific week ahead, and we look forward to your company.